So you've disembarked from the ship, but you have a late flight. What do you do at that time? Well, you might want to check out an excursion that ends up at the airport but gives you a fun experience with some of that time. Join us as we adventure to Everglades National Park for an airboat ride, gator show, and an air-conditioned ride back to Miami International Airport.
When you leave the terminal, the buses, if you're doing a transfer, are right outside the terminal. And it's a very easy process to get through security. And then right there, we're like the first bus today, but you're right outside these doors, all the buses are.
Saying goodbye to the ship on disembarkation day is always sad, but if you have an excursion, it gives you something to look forward to. It was about a 45-minute drive to Everglades Holiday Park, where our adventure begins. He got here to greet us at the Everglades Holiday Park. There are lots of boats. We're waiting on our turn. There's an alligator show and a boat ride. We are doing the boat ride first. It did start raining. Some of these boats look covered, some do not. I guess we'll see which kind we get. They are loud. Alright, Doug, you ready for this?
I think I'm ready.
Historically, the Everglades covered approximately 3 million acres, stretching from the headwaters of the Kissimmee River to Lake Okeechobee through what we now know as the Everglades National Park, and it empties into the Florida Bay. However, today, less than half of the historic Everglades remains due to draining wetlands for reclaiming land for agriculture and urban development. The Everglades is the only place in the world where American alligators and American crocodiles coexist. We were hoping to see an alligator or a crocodile in the wild, but for today we didn't do that, but we did see a lot of beautiful things. Something we weren't so interested in seeing today was a Burmese python. Pythons have been imported into the Everglades from Southeast Asia, mostly from the exotic pet trade. It's illegal to do that now, but the species has already wreaked havoc to the state, and thousands of pythons cover parts of South Florida, including the Everglades and the Big Cypress National Preserve. Our captain for today served in the military and was a survivalist, and so he told us some interesting facts about the vegetation in the Everglades.
Is that, as a survivalist, I'll tell you, that it can feed you in 3 different ways. Only in an emergency, because it's definitely not gourmet food. Sustainability, that it would take a long time to unpack, but I will tell you that if you look at the grass and notice how they grow in clusters, each one of those clusters at the bottom, right above the roots, has a crunchy core, a center, that is edible. It's the only plant I would recommend eating out here on purpose because it tastes good. It's not the only edible plant, but it's the only one that tastes good. It tastes like celery. So if you like Bloody Marys, you know you like cattail cores. Some carbohydrate value, but it tastes terrible. It tastes like eating a potato and a battery.
Well, we didn't see any pythons, thankfully, and sadly no crocs or gators today, but we did see this little guy hiding out there. I believe it's a blue heron, if I remember correctly. There are over 40 species of birds to be found in the Everglades. This little guy was so sweet and adorable and well hidden. The Everglades are actually a river of grass that's constantly moving. It's 60 miles wide and 100 miles long and ranges in depths from 1 foot to 3 feet and is primarily a sawgrass marsh. I was really amazed at the depth. I honestly thought it would be deeper, so that was very interesting to me. Before we move on to the gator show, I'll just pause, get quiet a little bit, and let you look at some of the beauty that we saw in the Everglades. Enjoy. Each airboat ride is followed by the alligator show that's performed by the Gator Boys, which is an Animal Planet hit series. The presentation was a great way to see the incredible strength and grace of the American alligator and learn about the importance of conservation and preservation efforts within the Everglades.
You want a shot at the title? I ain't scared of you, princess. I brought you in this pit and I'll take you out. I know you think that sounds scary. To me it sounds like a fart. Now nobody's gonna come out because you have them all worked up. Dead for 2 weeks. No, get over here. Come on. You gotta do one show, I gotta do them all. Debo, calm down, you're scaring the children. You're out catching alligators. You were doing that to feed your family, but you always wanted to catch them alive. Alligator meat spoils very quickly in a hot Florida sun. So the first thing you'd want to do, obviously, is tie the jaw. Okay, take your pictures quickly, please. Take out a look. Hey, you're not supposed to move like a real alligator.
We finished up the excursion with a trip to the gift shop to get our gator gear, then got back on the air-conditioned coach to be driven to the airport. We purchased the 4-hour excursion through the cruise line, and it was about $80 per person. That included the airport transfer. It's only recommended for those who have flights that leave after 2 p.m. for domestic or 3 p.m. for international flights. We hope you enjoyed our trip to the Everglades today and will consider subscribing and joining us on our next adventure. Take care of yourselves, take care of others, and we will see you soon. Bye-bye.